Ugh. Okay, so what do we have to talk about today? Zarna Joshi. Zarna Joshi. Who was Zarna Joshi? That name sounds familiar.
Hugh Mungus.
Okay. Humongous what? Humongous what? Humongous what?
That's what it is.
Humongous what? Is that sexual harassment?
No, it's humongous.
Oh, her. Well, let's see what Zarna Joshi has to say, shall we?
In a patriarchal society, women are supposed to quietly submit to oppression. That's their role.
Oh, so women's roles are supposed to be submissive. Okay, tell that to all the freaking women CEOs or the female congresswomen, or better yet, tell that to Hillary Clinton. You know, the woman that was almost supposed to become the first female president until she lost to this man.
And we are going to make our country great again.
We're supposed to accept crass jokes, innuendos, lewd gestures, physical intimidation, sexual assault, rape, and murder.
Comparing jokes to rape and murder. Oh boy, this is going to be one hell of a ride. Also, side note, I love how you got your articles from WikiHow. Of all the places that you could have done to get your articles, you chose that. Alright, whatever.
Everyone knows that. What a lot of people don't know is that some women who've been forced to fill this role their whole lives can feel outraged when another woman refuses to play the part. It's called internalized oppression.
I've dealt with all the insults without making scenes.
She's so entitled. She expects to be safe all the time.
When I refuse to be silent, and I raise my voice, and I demand safety, it makes some women angry and afraid. A woman who dares to speak out in this culture of silence is a shock.
You got offended and demanded safety over a Bart Simpson joke. If you get offended over this,
Huge ass!
then I'm sorry, but you're gonna get offended over everything.
Women like you make us all look bad. You're making women unsafe.
Women have spent their whole lives worrying about what men think. They're so used to being afraid.
And men don't? Men don't spend their time worrying about what people think of them, especially what women think of them? Zarna, why don't you just come out and say it? You hate men!
What happened to you wasn't even that bad. How dare you trivialize sexual harassment like this?
Why, yes. What had happened wasn't even that bad. Thank you, woman, for some actual knowledge.
It's called internalized oppression. Instead of protecting each other, the sisterhood is fractured, divided, leaving us isolated and afraid.
Have you ever thought maybe it's because you generalize people who actually disagree with you as bigoted, sexist, misogynistic, etc.?
Queer and transgender people are even more isolated. None of us can be safe in such a culture.
I agree with the men. That wasn't sexual harassment. You overreacted.
Again, yes, she did overreact. Thank you, woman who sounds a lot like Empress Gale.
Of course there are men denying that I was sexually harassed. They have to deny it, because otherwise they would have to admit that they've been sexually harassing women their entire lives.
Excuse me, what?
So you're telling me that I have been sexualizing women my entire life. So the moment that I was born, I have been sexualizing women my entire life. What logic is there?
And there are women who are denying it because otherwise they would have to admit that they've been sexually harassed. And there are women who won't admit it even to themselves that they've been sexually harassed, assaulted, even raped. The trauma goes that deep. It's called internalized oppression.
Why didn't you just let it go? You were so hostile to him. Why did you escalate the situation?
In a patriarchal society, women are always considered to be the problem. So even when she defends herself, she's seen as the aggressor. The man who sexually harassed me, he was hostile. Sexual harassment is hostile. He escalated the situation when he repeated his sexually harassing words. The security guards escalated the situation when they criminalized me.
That's not what happened. In fact, I have the clip to prove it.
This person just spoke to me in a sexually harassing way.
I did not.
Yeah, he did. He said, do you know what my name is? And I said, what? And he said, Hugh Mungus. What? Yeah. Yeah. So now you're actually pointing to yourself. You're actually pointing to your body parts, and you're actually pointing to your body parts and saying that you're humongous. Disgusting. You just abused a woman. You just abused a woman, and you have the audacity. You have the audacity to say that girls matter. How dare you? You're asking me to leave after I've been sexually harassed. Did you ask him to leave? Did you ask him to leave? Did you ask him to? Are you following him? Did you ask him to start sexually harassing me? What is your name? What is your name? What is your name? What is your name?
Ma'am?
What is your name? He just said that he works for a security company, not the city. So I don't have to do what he wants. So fuck off.
It seems like you escalated the whole situation when you try to ruin a man's life for simply saying humongous.
The cops escalated the situation when they attempted to intimidate me. The news station escalated the situation when they posted the video with sexist, dismissive commentary.
Sexist, dismissive commentary. Yes. Because asking the fucking question, do you consider this sexism or sexual harassment, is now under the label sexist, dismissive commentary. Also, side note, Zarna, you're one to fucking talk, because remember when you did this at City Hall?
And the crimes of racist, token, people of color politicians have gone up. Yeah, we noticed, Lorena Gonzalez. We noticed how after I spoke publicly against you, the cops sent racist, white supremacist rapists after me on BlueLivesMatter.com. We saw that, we noticed, and we all know how in cahoots with the cops you are. We noticed how in cahoots Deborah Juarez is with the cops, who's so disgusting and such a token that she won't even look at the people when they speak. We all noticed how bullies like Bruce Harrell, who speak publicly and interrupt women when they speak, just as you interrupt me now. We saw how those crimes went up. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch her. This is public comment. It is my right to speak. That's her right to speak. That is her right to say. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. This is America. It is my right to speak. This is America. It is my right to speak. This is America. I will speak. This is America. This is America. This is America. She has the right to speak. Men of color are used to try to intimidate women of color.
Hypocrisy much?
The police would have helped you if you'd just been nice to them.
Many cops are ex-military. 8 out of every 10 women in the military experiences rape and/or sexual assault while serving. It's officially called unwanted sexual contact to protect the men who perpetrate these crimes. And those same men go into our police forces. That's why Blue Lives Matter have been posting hate videos about me, ensuring that rapists and stalkers target me. The cops are the very perpetrators of rape culture, but women have been indoctrinated into thinking that the police are there to protect them. The truth is, the cops are twice as likely to commit domestic violence against their partners.
Be nice and stay quiet. That's how we women stay safe.
Women are never safe in a rape culture, particularly when we reward our sexual harassers by being nice to them.
Look at the graph. 70% women and girls, 30% other. I wonder what the other is.
But victim blaming is a key component of internalized oppression. It's because people blame themselves when they're abused. They feel ashamed. So when they see others being abused, they blame those others too. They ask, what were you wearing? What were you doing? What were you saying? Instead of asking, who was he? How did he get away with it? How do we stop him?
Or, you could actually report the crime, or the crime to the police, and they could handle it. Have you ever thought about that?
You were wearing ethnic clothes, dear. You were asking for attention.
Women of color suffer the most from rape and sexual assault. Men target us because they know we have no power. They know the system won't protect us. That's called white supremacy. That's called white patriarchy. But the white women tell us that the way to deal with it isn't to stop men from targeting us. It's to hide our own bodies and our identities while trying to be white. That's even more white supremacy.
Oh my god. I am so sick and tired of people saying, we live in a white supremacy. If that were true, that we lived in a white supremacy, slavery would still be in effect. Segregation would be in effect. And we would not have had a black president for the last fucking 8 years. Also, side note, I love how you fucking feminists and SJWs are so progressive, but yet you guys are the ones that want to actually bring back segregation. You people are fucking retarded.
Just shut up, okay? You're acting like a crazy woman when all he did was tell a joke.
The word crazy is used to marginalize anyone the patriarchal power structure wants to shut up.
No. Crazy means that you aren't in tune with reality. In fact, here's the definition. And it actually fits well with you, Zarna, because you got offended over that guy that basically said his name was Hugh Mungus.
Not only are women and people of color marginalized this way, but people with mental disabilities too. It's called ableism. And by the way, crazy isn't a mental condition. It doesn't actually mean anything.
Wrong! So crazy doesn't mean anything? Crazy doesn't mean this. Crazy doesn't mean this right here. My god, you're a fucking twit.
Except that someone is trying to silence you. It's a type of tone policing. And tone policing is what happens when those in power can't argue with what you say, so they argue with how you say it. It's a tactic used primarily with women and people of color. You're so angry. You're so crazy. You're hysterical. You're irrational. You're raising your voice. That's tone policing.
You need to stop talking.
Women are too emotional to talk rationally about anything.
Savage, animal, boy, ape. That's how the white supremacist patriarchy has referred to men of color for hundreds of years. They were kept as slaves, as objects, as entertainment. Men of color were never allowed to be men. This historical emasculation has led to some men of color affirming their manhood by abusing women. It's their attempt to have power like the white man. But the white supremacist patriarchy will never let them into that boys' club.
Oh, really? So the last 8 years were a blur to you, I'm guessing? Cause I'm guessing you don't remember this guy was president for the last 8 fucking years.
That's why black men get shot in the streets. That's why brown men get profiled as drug dealers and terrorists. As far as the white supremacist patriarchy is concerned, people of color are animals to be used up and thrown away. Men of color are kept down with prisons, detention facilities, deportations, wars, and death. So when men of color go after me, sexually harass me, stalk me, they're aiding and abetting the white supremacist empire, and they don't even know it.
It's not just colored people that are going after you, Zarna. Everyone fucking hates you.
The man who sexually harassed me at City Hall was a man of color. The security guards who criminalized me were men of color. Many of the people attacking me online are men of color.
Get over it, you big baby.
It's called internalized oppression. My brothers and sisters and queer and trans siblings, let us come together to heal, to grieve, to build transformative justice. If we don't help each other now, the white supremacist patriarchy will continue to keep us down. So let us come together to stand against oppression. Let us come together to end rape culture.
Oh my god. That last part almost sounded a little like a cult leader, if you ask me. Zarna, you are pathetic. I say just grow the fuck up to you, Zarna. Grow the fuck up. You got so offended over a guy telling a joke, and you attempted to ruin a man's life, and now, thanks to these videos, this 4-part video series, you doubled down and played the victim card. Grow up, you are pathetic. And also, side note, God help you, Zarna, if you happen to walk down an alleyway and you see these guys.
Hey, come on, it's just a couple of us guys. Just a couple of guys around here. Nothing weird, nothing strange going on. Just want to talk to you. Come on.
This message sponsored by Ryby's Boot Barn. We've got Timberlands, car boots, snow boots, work boots, hip boots, cowboy boots, thigh boots, bootleg, Doc Martens, and don't forget Reboot. All these boots sitting here down at Ryby's Boot Barn for $2. That's right, $2. Get them here, $2. Ryby's Boot Barn, come on down. Located on the corner of Ted Turner Drive and Carnegie Way.